Good day, everyone. The weather here has gone from one extreme to the other and back. It will go back again. From a deep freeze into a relatively warm day, 60 degrees and rain, and then back again. Not as deep as the freeze was before, but nonetheless much colder. We are in the third week in Ordinary Time, with the first reading from Nehemiah, chapter 8. Verses 2 to 4a, then 5 to 6, then 8 to 10. The law, or the Torah, was God's way of making the Hebrews into his faithful chosen people. The faithful practice of the law was to unite them together as one people belonging to one God. Ezra the priest was speaking to the people as God's representative. He told them that rejoicing in the Lord must be their strength. That must be our strength, too. In the third reading, Luke chapter 1, verses 1 to 4, and then jumping to chapter 4, verses 14 to 21. Luke, the evangelist, writes to his readers as though writing to one person named Theophilus, which means in Greek one who loves God. Jesus, quoting there, Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit. As the human aspect of Jesus was given over to the power of the Spirit, so should we be daily following the example of Jesus. As Ezra read the scriptures to the people, so does Jesus. Jesus reads from Isaiah chapter 6, verses 1 and 2, what Isaiah had written regarding the restoration of God's people to their land, but now applies this passage to his ministry to establish a new people of God as the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies. Jesus says to those in the synagogue, today, this scripture passage is fulfilled in your hearing. Then going to the second reading, first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verses 12 to 30. We were all given to drink of one Spirit. Since the many members of the church, using our many Spirit-given gifts for the benefit of the whole body of the church, makes us one body with Christ as the head, as did the law, making the Hebrews one in God. As Ezra proclaimed the law of the Lord to unite the people as one people in God, so too Jesus proclaimed the fulfillment of the Old Testament in his person and ministry to create one new people of God. It would seem that Paul wrote this section to address problems in the Corinthian community where there may not have been adequate respect for the spiritual gifts that others had received, and or some members were claiming that their gifts were superior to others, thus creating dissension and disunity, thus offending the unity that God's church must have. May we all be one in the Lord, because he is our reason for existence. As we are drawn to the one God, all of us to come together in one another. How are we doing?